Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back with our BKFC Reddit Ask Me Anything. We're joined again by the lovely Taylor Starling. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
I'm still my wife is like, oh, can I take the card to work? You sent me those cool things, and we really appreciate it. And you're just a
Yeah.
phenomenal.
No, I was pumped. Yeah, you are always supporting me. I have my kilt in the closet. I'm like waiting for the perfect time to wear it, and so of course, got to show the love back.
I appreciate it. Okay, so let's. Do you want some serious questions, or you want a couple fun questions to start? What would you prefer? I'll let you, ladies' choice.
Let's go fun first. Why not?
Okay, so fun. So your coach Keith said there's a lot of fun questions that I could ask you about your very first fight on BKFC,
Yeah.
but he also said the one question I have to ask you about is the stairs of death.
Oh my gosh, we we all had stayed in this Airbnb for my birthday, like my whole team, and we there were carpeted stairs in the Airbnb. And after like a long night of drinking, I wake up early no matter what. I could drink all night long and I'm up at 5 a.m.
You're a
And
professional.
I went to walk down the stairs and the whole entire house, like everyone's sleeping in the living room, everyone's on the floors, everyone's asleep. I fall down all of the stairs and wake the entire house up, and people are like, and I'm just laughing, like I thought it was hilarious. And then, yeah, everybody fell down those stairs. Like it was all weekend long, just people falling down the stairs.
Yeah, he said at least four or five people fell down, and he said that he fell down, and you said it was one of the funniest things you've ever seen.
I laughed for 3 hours, more so because like Keith being a like stoic and like he doesn't find it like if it's anybody else it's funny, but if it's him it's not as funny. So it made it 100 more times funnier because he wouldn't laugh about it. He was so mad that he fell down the stairs because he was making fun of everybody else for doing it. So when he did, it was very serious, and I laughed for like 3 hours straight.
That's awesome. Okay, so we have a on the Reddit we have a person from Rock Hill. They said, "How do you like Rock Hill, and have you ever been to Gaffney's?"
Gaffney is cool. It's kind of too country for me. It's that's probably like 35 minutes from me.
Okay,
It's got a nice outlet mall, but it's just real country in the middle of nowhere, nothing going on. Rock Hill is perfect for me because I like the country, but I like the city too. Like I don't like that I don't want to have to drive an hour to get to Target. So here in
sure.
Rock Hill, it's small enough that Target's right down the road. But if you want to go to the city, Charlotte's 20 minutes away. If you want to go to the country's 20 minutes away. So I'm like in this perfect area where I have everything I need, and then I don't have to drive too far to everything else.
Okay, so they're saying that the Sturgis card will be the most attended card in BKFC history. How do you feel about that? Like, are you nervous at all? Like, how do you see the event going? Have they talked to you about like what they envision for it, or it's all going to be a surprise?
I'm pumped. I'm more excited about the attendance thing. It's gonna be badass. Like I'm so excited.
Sure.
I love the fans. So for me, this is like a dream come true to see all the people and like get to shake everyone's hands, and like I'm gonna try to. Usually, when you're the main event, as soon as it's over, they're shutting shit down. But
Sure.
as soon as I fight, the first thing I do every time I fight is go see the doctor, and then I'm out like saying hi to people and taking pictures. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully, I can still do that while we're there. But I do know that this card is kind of like a logistic nightmare. Like
Yeah.
the road from Rapid City to Sturgis is one way.
Yeah.
Like so to
There's
get there,
construction. Yeah.
we're gonna have to probably leave to be at the arena really, really early, and fighting as the main event. We're gonna be late, but I embrace that stuff. Like I kind of have already. I'm hoping that I'm making it worse in my head. I'm like I have to worry about this, and this,
Sure.
and then when I get there, I hope it's definitely a lot less stressful. But either way, we're ready, and I thrive under pressure. So let's go.
Now you've been calling for the Britain fight for quite a while. Was it just because she's a champ? Is it because you wanted to settle like a score or anything? Like what? Where did all this like I really want to fight Britain come from? Is it strictly for the belt, or is she just somebody you wanted to test yourself against?
More so like I really wasn't asking for Britain off the rip. Like I was asking for a couple more fights until Britain, but I did was telling them, like I want more fights so
Sure.
that I can get to Britain. I think the Christine thing was a little bit rushed for me, and now I've had plenty of experience. I've fought everybody with a big name. I've been
Sure.
in wars. I've been on the losing end. I've been all over the place. But I didn't want to just be like I need to fight for the title immediately. So when I had talked to Feldman I had told him, you know, like, just give me something. Like, I just want
Sure.
to stay active this year. I was like, I don't even care. I just want to stay active and then work my way to the title. And I kept telling him, I want to work my way to the title. And I was supposed to fight Teresa and it fell through. I was supposed
Right.
to fight Sarah Shell and it just never happened. And I just kept saying, like, I want to work towards it. I don't need to fight for the title right away. And then
Sure.
it just turned into, okay, you're fighting for the title right away. But I was saying, like, I want to work my way to Britain, and here we are. I had no extra fights, which I think it works out because, to be honest, in the 115-pound division, I don't really think there's anybody besides me in Britain. The only person I think that really holds a candle to anything is Jenny and
Sure.
Jamie Hinshaw. Like, Jamie
Sure.
Hinshaw is one of the only other, like, really truly notable strawweights, and I'm not saying that to be offensive. It's just like these other girls aren't as experienced or have only had one or two fights, or
Sure.
they're just not on the level that me and Britain are. And I think Jamie's right there catching up with us. And, you know, so yeah, so it works out better. Like, I honestly kept saying, like, I want more fights at 115, but I don't want to fight cans and I don't
Sure.
want to fight people who are inexperienced just because what does that say? Like, I'm going to go and beat up these girls for what? Like, I'd rather fight tougher competition. So worked out perfectly.
Okay, so Jules Gray sent me in a question. She would like to know, she said, ask her about the steak dinner that we had and how she messed up her order, or she messed up Jules's order in Vegas.
I messed up her order. I don't remember that.
Yeah, she just says, ask her about the steak dinner we had and how she messed up my order in Vegas.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't remember messing up her order, but that's probably just because I have 200 million things on my brain right now. But we did have an amazing steak dinner. We went with Jerry, who is the guy that started Rasha, the
Sure.
Rasha Evolution, and they had me in their gym and had me try out the Rasha. And we had an awesome dinner with all of them and Christine and Jules, and the food was really good. Everything was really good. I don't remember messing up her dinner, but I'm sorry. I don't remember. But if I'm drawing a blank. I'm just drawing a blank. Too many things going on in my brain.
Okay, so someone said this. They said she has a couple bad habits, but she has one bad habit. Do you have a they said you like to open stuff and then not close it, and then you wonder why you spill shit all over.
That would be a Nick.
That is from Nick. How did you know?
Nick, because he tells me every day. I really do have like this weird thing, and it's not like I literally try to. I'm trying to see if there's anything open on my counter right now. Um, I don't know what it is because I'm like the most unlazy. I'm not lazy, but for some reason, like, I'll put something on and then it'll be like this, or like seasoning, I'll leave the top open on the seasoning in the cabinet
Right.
and then it dry. But it's just like, it's the weirdest thing, and I literally am like, why? But yes, I have a really bad uncontrollable habit of leaving lids open on everything. It's weird.
Right. So you're cutting weight now, but when you don't have to worry about cutting weight, like, are you like, do you like a certain type of food? Are you like somebody who eats anything, or what do you crave?
I crave sweets, and I'm a psycho. I've been sitting the past 2 days because now's when the weight cut's starting to really kick
Sure.
in. Sweets. I've been watching Instagram reels of ice cream, cheesecake, cinnamon rolls, sugar, anything covered in chocolate. Um, yeah, that, and it's funny, I love breakfast. I'm a really big breakfast person. When I'm not in camp, I'm always like, "Ooh, let's go get breakfast," or "Let's go get breakfast, brunch, breakfast." And I love steak, so it's either like a really
Awesome.
bougie steak dinner or breakfast. I love French toast is like one of my favorite breakfast foods ever, and I can't wait to have that.
Okay, so speaking of breakfast, Coach Duke said ask her about eggs up and ask her about shrimp and grits.
Okay, story time, and it's TMI, is way too much information for the world to know. But yes, so let me start from the beginning because it's,
Okay.
it's it's a good story. I got my wisdom teeth out, and I couldn't eat. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but I couldn't eat for like a week. I was eating maybe Greek yogurt all week long. Couldn't really eat anything. Couldn't really drink too much. And finally, the light, like, me and Duke were going to breakfast every single day, and I couldn't eat for a week. So he's like, finally, like, you ready to go back to breakfast? We go, and Eggs Up is okay breakfast restaurant. It's not the best, but it's not the
Okay.
worst. It's one of those places like when you go and eat there, your stomach's gonna be hurting after you leave. And so after a week of like not eating,
Sure.
I decided to get shrimp and grits. I'm like, oh, shrimp and grits, perfect thing to put on my stomach for the first time. And we're sitting there and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Let's go. We're going home. And I'm on the way home and I just get this feeling in my stomach and I'm like, okay, I need to get to the bathroom. And I get out of my truck and I'm trying to like run up my stairs and I think people know this feeling like when you have to take a shit and
Yeah.
you're home, like your body knows you're home.
Yeah.
And like I was running up the stairs to my apartment and just shit my pants. And I fell down the stairs on top of that. Like I have like metal stairs going up to my apartment. Fall down the stairs, shitting myself. And the first thing I do is like get up and just call Duke and I'm like, bro. He's like, did you shit your pants? Like he knew he was like, you shit your pants, didn't you? And I was like, yeah. But it was just so funny. Like the thing that just made it worse was like I fell down the stairs and shit myself and then like had to deal with it. It was so embarrassing. But yeah, that would be the eggs up story.
Can you tell us about Coach Duke? Because I've talked to him before, and like he has a great story about everybody that trains there. But like a lot of people probably wouldn't know Coach Duke. Everybody knows, the rock star, the coach. Like he's the face. But
Yeah.
can you tell us about Duke, please?
Let me tell you, Duke is like a dad to me. It's crazy because I've known him for almost 4 years now. And when I first met him, my boxing coach at the time had sent me to work with him. He's like, hey, I'm not feeling too hot today. I need you to go to Rock Hill and work with my homie Duke. And I'm like, okay. I go and meet him. And it was wild. Like as soon as we met, it was like instant bond. Like we were
Sure.
cool instantly. And I was like, wow, like me and Duke, like we're homies. Like I got this. And then like just as the years have passed, like we're best friends. He's this wise old, not old. Let me not say old. Crop that out. Crop that out. This wise black man who is mysterious but like knows what to say and when to say it and how to say it. And he's just like he knows what's wrong with me before I know what's wrong with me. Like he'll know if something's going on. He's a good mentor. Like he has the best advice or like will listen. He's just the best person. And then on top of that, he's the fastest motherfucker I know. Like he's so fast and powerful and really smart with boxing. And so, I like to tell people like Duke is a great coach, but there are people who go to him to hit pads just to talk to him,
Okay.
and he has like a good key on like just mental stuff, and he knows what to say and how to say it, like I said. And like he knows how to talk to people. He's really good at what he does, and he's one of my best friends. He's like a dad to me. He's my black dad. That's what I say all the time.
So it sounds like he's kind of like a therapist slash coach guy, though. I mean, like it sounds like he kind of does everything.
Yeah, but it's like it's genuine, like it's real. Like he listens to you and talks to you, and it's like from a real place. It's not, he's one of the realest people I know. He's like someone that if I drop fighting today, like he's still gonna be there the same capacity. He's not leaving, and he's the best and one of the best people I could ask for in my life. Like awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so this one came from the Reddit. It says your career has been on full display since Knucklemania 1 until now. What does allow you to be so open with fans and media during the ups and downs of your BKFC journey?
I think what keeps me open with all of this is like at the end of the day, I want to inspire people.
Sure.
I don't want people to look at me as, oh, I wish I was that. Like I want people to know like the things that I've accomplished are truly attainable, and it's sometimes I have to pinch myself like every other day because I can't even believe that I do the stuff that I do or that I've accomplished what I have. And when people tell me that I'm inspiring them or anything like that, that's what keeps me going and keeps me so transparent because I've done a lot of fucked up shit.
Sure.
I've been through a lot of fucked up shit. I've done bad things in my life. I've done really good things in my life. And I want people to know that, like, I'm just as human as the rest of you. And that if you just work hard and you never give up, like, you can do whatever you want. I mean, my biggest thing was after having kids, like I had so many people tell me I couldn't do this, and so I wanted to be like a big fuck you to the people who told me I couldn't. But then it was
Sure.
like, okay, I want the moms to know like just because you had kids, it doesn't mean you can't work out or you can't go work a job and have your kids and do stuff that you want and have your own like identity too. And it's all kind of just one big thing. I'm just me, and I want I want people to get something from me. Just take something from me. Anything, just know that you can do it no matter what.
Okay, so after your fight with Faria, you were diagnosed with some mental health stuff. You
Yeah.
seem to have really like you seem to be like you've taken care of that. Has that helped you grow since that fight with Faria? Like, are you a different person since then? Yeah.
It's crazy, like, I just had to make some life changes, like I said, I've done a lot of, like, things in my life that weren't the best. I've treated people that didn't deserve to be treated like shit. I've been on the bad end. I've almost settled for less. I've done things I had to take a step back and be like, "Okay, what is toxic and poisonous in my life, and what am I doing to bring that on myself?" And, I think everybody's got some kind of trauma and some kind of
Sure.
issue, and it took me realizing like I'm not the only one. I think for the longest time I had so many issues and I was just like, I'm the only person that feels like this. Why me? This, like, I had to stop pointing that finger, and then realizing I had bipolar disorder 1, like realizing that and like accepting it, that was hard. Like when they told me
Sure.
that, like obviously I knew something was up. I'm like, I'm fucking crazy. Something's going on.
Right.
But when they said it, it really was like I thought I would hear it and be like, "Oh, okay, great." Like I knew something was up, but it triggered more. It made me worse, like for a
Sure.
little while, like because it was hard to deal with and accept. And being around Christine. So one of the things when that fight happened, afterwards, talking to her, going and training with her, seeing how she deals with stuff, talking to other people, talking to I have a psychologist now when I'm in camp and outside of camp, and all of that stuff just plays a big factor and has helped me grow really. Like you just have to ask for help and be willing to talk to people and be willing to be honest with yourself and with other people. And like for a
Sure.
long time I was just like shut off, compartmentalize, don't want to tell people things are wrong. And yeah, so it's just all part of growing, man. And I'm still young, so like it's been me being young and figuring all this stuff out and as I go. And yep, no shame.
It's crazy because like the brain isn't like you sprain your ankle and you just stay off it. Like you can't fucking deal, it takes medication for your brain. So I think a lot of times with the mental health, people are like, oh, you just tough it out, but that's not necessarily the case. And so
Yeah.
acceptance and being able to like you just said, you get a psychologist and now you're and in your support group. Like we've talked to somebody like Brian Duran who was having some issues, and he said he shrunk his circle and he's never been happier in his life. And it sounds like that's
Yeah.
kind of what you did too.
Yeah, yeah, and it's, you gotta I feel like the more people you have around you, the more bullshit you have, to be honest. You gotta keep
Sure.
the good, real ones there, and thankfully, like, all the people that are around me have been around me, and they never switched up or changed when I was crazy to now to good, bad, and in between. And, like, that's part of it. You got to be surrounded by good people who want the best for you and are willing to listen, and you got to do the same back for them. I love my team and my support circle and Nick and my best friends and all of them. They're all the best, and if it wasn't for them, like there's a lot of times I couldn't have. I don't think I would have made it out on the other side.
It's kind of interesting. You'll post a video or a picture of you fishing or you doing goat yoga, and you have people that are like, if that's how she's training for this fight, she's going to get killed. And I don't feel like people realize that you have a life outside of fighting. If all you did was train fighting, you'd be miserable. So like you go out and you do fun stuff, and then people still try to shit on you. So like, what other fun stuff do you like to do that maybe you don't post it on the Instagram because you don't want people like harping on you about like what do you do for fun?
I'm actually so boring. First of all, I train 4 hours a day.
Right.
4 hours a day or more. I get one rest day. And on my rest day, I'm handling the children and all the stuff in between. So my rest day is not typically a rest day. If I get 1 hour to go do goat yoga, like that day when I did goat yoga,
Yeah.
I went to goat yoga before 4 hours of training. So
Right.
it's like, okay, sorry that I took an hour before training and like went and did goat yoga. Um, I try to do stuff like that. That's fun, random things. The funniest thing is me and Nick love playing games. We're
Okay.
very nerdy about board games. Like we love playing Battleship,
Okay.
and we're always trying to find new games to play, like new board games or card games. We play like Mancala, Battleship. I'm looking at my game stack over there. We had bought the Peg game from Cracker Barrel that like is almost impossible, and I beat it. And uh Yeah, stuff like that. We play Go Fish, like, we play, like, silly stuff, card games. We try to do magic tricks for each other with the cards, so, like, we do stuff like that or just try to switch it up. Like, today we went to the Science Museum on my day off and took the boys and, yeah, but I read. I've been reading a lot more lately, and I really don't do anything exciting. I don't watch TV too much, but playing games, like, we like to play games around here.
That's pretty nerdy. So, I love that I'll send Nick a message about you, and then he'll post. He's like, or I'll send you a message like, "Hey, tell Nick this." Like, I love that you guys are so open, and like, that's the one thing that I love about BKFC so far is you reach out to the majority of fighters. I mean, if you private message Mike Perry, you're probably not going to get a message back. But someone sends you a private message, as long as they're respectful, you are so quick to answer and help people out, and that's what I love so far. Still about BKFC is you guys are all so friendly and so fan oriented.
Yeah, it makes me feel guilty. I sound so country. I feel guilty when people follow me that I have met or that I like enjoy as a human being and I don't follow them back because I don't see it. Like
Sure.
it just runs through. Like sometimes I
Yeah.
just it you don't see it. It'll be like so and so and 200 other people followed you and you're like, "Okay, I didn't see it." Or they're like, "I already followed you." And I genuinely will be like, "I'm so sorry. Like I didn't mean to miss it."
Right.
Yeah, as long as you don't say anything crazy like I'm a blocker. I
Yeah.
block the shit out of people. If you say one negative thing,
Yeah.
you're blocked. So I actually in Fort Lauderdale, the weekly bus people came up to me and they were like begging for me to unblock them because I don't even know what they post. I can't remember. But
Sure.
at the time they pissed me off with something and I just blocked them. And it's not even necessarily that I don't like someone. It's just if something is negative or like gets me worked up or just not positive or something that's just not even in my wheelhouse,
Sure.
I'm gonna block you. My block list is like 300 and 400 people. It's crazy. It's insane. It's like really crazy.
One of the band members from Five Finger Death Punch, Zoltan, he said, "There's billions of people on this planet, and if you're not going to be nice to me, I don't need you in my life." And so he said the same thing. He's like, "I block people who are assholes," and I feel like you got to like my thing that I've been blocking. There's nothing I fucking hate more than when I load a reel and I'm waiting for the reel and it's like, attention, if you have under this many followers, follow me back. And then, like I hate
Yeah,
all those. I fucking block every one of those. I hate
all the
every one of those people.
bots and stuff. And then like, but it's funny because I'm the type of person that I'm like, I like chocolate ice cream, and if you're
Sure.
like, ew, chocolate ice cream is fucking disgusting, I'm like,
Fuck
block.
you.
I don't need you in my life. I don't need that kind of energy in my life, and I'll block. So yeah, it's funny. Like I had actually had Britton Hart blocked for like a really long time. I don't even know why. Like I think maybe she just said something negative or something I didn't really agree with, or I just like wasn't on the same page, and I had her blocked. And I was like, I need to unblock her so we can like try to get this fight going and stuff. But it wasn't even anything like malicious. I just blocked everybody.
My wife's guilty pleasure is that guy who makes everything out of chocolate, like the really fancy shit. Have you like that
Yeah.
from like Spain or whatever? Yeah, like that's her. We watch anything that he posts. She has to show me like, oh, he made a crocodile out of chocolate. Oh, he made a like anything out of chocolate. Do you watch him at all or?
I've seen him. Yeah, that's really I like, and I love that's what, like the kind of stuff I'm watching right now. Anything with chocolate, food, anything. I'm watching the most ridiculous stuff. So like I enjoy that too, especially like I used to bake, so seeing stuff like that, it's like so talented and like crazy. It's really cool. But yeah, I'm in bed watching like food reels and then Nick's watching like animals and like silly dumb like crazy cringy reels and I'm over there watching like food. He's like, I don't understand. Like I actually love watching people eat
Sure. I
and
I, I
he's
hate that. Ugh.
so does Nick. Nick's like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? I'm like, I could watch these people eat all day long, watching them taste something or like do
No.
like ASMR or like eating.
All right. Now I find you even more creepy. No, it's like I have friends that do that. Like they specifically go out and they make videos of them eating it. And I was like, I'll never watch it. But
I love watching it. I gotta know all the details about what you're eating, what's it taste like, where'd you get it from? I need to know.
so you're about 2 weeks out from your fight. Like, can you tell us what the next 2 weeks are going to look like for you?
Hell. It's gonna be hell, but in the best way. I mean, I've already like actually, to be honest, like it's hard, but it's all like nothing's gonna go up more or down more. Like I train hard, 150% all the time. Like I'm at the point actually where my coaches are kind of like chill out.
Sure.
But like I said, 4-hour days, 3 to 4 hour days, 2 a days, 3 a days. This will be my last week coming up after Sunday of like hard conditioning, hard sparring, and then I leave the 31st out to Sturgis. But it's gonna be a lot. Like my kids actually start school the first, and I won't
Gee,
be here, so it'll
right,
be their first day of school. And I have to miss it, but I have to also like prepare for all of that while I'm cutting and everything. I think the shittiest part's just gonna be like all my food intake kind of drops a lot more, and
right.
but I'm ready to go. Like I wish it was today. I just have to wait and stick it out, but we're almost there.
Okay, so when you were growing up, were you somebody who got in street fights, or like had you? Yeah, okay. Do you have a memorable street fight, or do you remember your very first street fight?
So I would say like my first one in school,
Okay,
I had moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was my first day of 6th grade. And I walked into class, and being there, I stick out like a sore thumb. I'm Southern, I'm blonde, and and I remember this one girl just wouldn't leave me alone. And she was like, after class, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I'm just like, what did I
okay,
do? Like,
yeah,
all right. And I was like, no, I don't like, no, I don't think so. And she just kept the whole class just harassing me and harassing me. And I remember I looked at her, and she was like a Hispanic girl. I looked at her and I was like, I will fight you when you wax your mustache. And I went to walk out of class and I had my backpack on, and I'm just thinking in my head, like, okay, is this girl gonna fight you? Is this gonna happen? And I'm walking, I'm trying to get to my locker as fast as I can, just trying to avoid, like, I just didn't want to get in a fight.
sure.
And sure enough, this girl yanked my backpack back, and I just turned around and started swinging. And that was like that. So my school fights were mainly like me getting picked on, or
Sure.
other people getting picked on and me defending them. It was always like something like that. I had times where people stole things out of my locker. I had things where people just wanted to start shit with me just because I'm the tiny little blonde white girl, and things like that, were just people who wouldn't defend themselves or were like really helpless. Like I remember this one girl, I got in a fight for a girl because she would walk on her tippy toes.
Sure.
Like she had this weird thing where she would walk on her tippy toes all the time, and people would just pick on her. And I'm like, dude, she would like, what, who cares? Who
Yeah.
cares? And like, I remember getting a fight for that girl and things like that in school. But yeah, I was one of those people that they knew, like, after a certain point, it was like, okay, Taylor's down to fight.
Okay, well, I have nothing else for you. Is there anybody you'd like to thank, or sponsors, or shout outs, or anything you'd like to get off your chest before we end?
I just want to thank my baby Nick Vespi. He's sitting right here, so I had to.
Oh,
My baby, my sweet little angel baby. Look at him. He's like, stop. All right.
maybe you could try to close the fucking lids on stuff from now on. Like,
Yeah, I'll try my hardest to put lids back on things. I want to thank my sponsors. I have Paw Chain. They are a cryptocurrency sponsor. They're awesome. Salon Naman, all those. Bucked Up actually to sponsor me, which is super
sweet.
freaking cool.
Very cool.
Um, I know I'm missing people. Live Forever, Die Whenever. I probably just butchered that. I'm on the spot. But mainly Paw Chain, Salon Naman, Bucked Up. Those are like
Cool.
my three main ones. And then my coaches, my team. And then thank you. You're always so awesome to me and so kind. And I really, truly appreciate it. And I'm happy to be on here.
Well, maybe you can convince Nick to do an AMA with me. I mean, we've talked about it, but it still hasn't happened yet. So that'll have to be on the, down the line. But I can't wait to watch this fight. I'm sad I'm not going to be there, but I have to be in Iowa. But I'll be watching online, and then hopefully we can chat soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Bye, you too.